It's official. The smartphone as we know it is changing forever. With the launch of the iPhone Air and the Galaxy S25 Edge, Apple and Samsung haven't just released new phones, they've set the direction for the entire industry. Whether we like it or not, the future is ultra-slim, lightweight phones built around how they feel in your hand rather than how many milliamps the battery has. At first, this shift didn't sit well with many people. When Samsung unveiled the Galaxy S25 Edge, the reactions were pretty predictable. A smaller battery? Again? And the iPhone Air wasn't much different. Thinner than ever, but at the cost of battery capacity. Critics, users, and reviewers all raised the same concern. We don't want to sacrifice endurance just for aesthetics. And yet, here we are, and the market is following their lead. So why does this matter? Because when Apple and Samsung change direction, the rest of the industry doesn't just notice, it follows. These two giants have more influence over the smartphone landscape than anyone else, and their decision to prioritize thinness and design marks the start of a new era. Already we're seeing companies like Motorola and Tecno rushing to release their own ultra-slim devices, like the Motorola X70 Air and the Tecno Slim. The writing is on the wall. This is the new standard. But here's where things get interesting. Despite the complaints, once people actually held these new phones, a lot of the criticism faded away. A Samsung executive even hinted at this before launch, saying that all the complaints would disappear the moment users felt the S25 Edge in their hands. And that's exactly what happened. Forum posts and user reviews are full of people saying that the iPhone Air and the Galaxy S25 Edge just feel right. So much so that concerns about battery life quickly melt away. This is a subtle but powerful shift. Smartphones are no longer just about raw specs. They're about experience, about vibes, as some people are calling it. It's not just about what your phone does, it's about how it feels to use. And that emotional connection might just outweigh the compromises. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, battery life. Because yes, thinner phones often mean smaller batteries, but that's a problem that might not last much longer. Battery technology is evolving quickly, and the next big leap is already on the horizon. Chinese manufacturers are racing ahead with silicon-based batteries that are far more efficient and energy-dense than the lithium-ion cells we've relied on for years. We're already hearing about upcoming devices with capacities as high as 10,000 milliamp hours. Numbers that seemed ridiculous not too long ago. And even without new breakthroughs, we're starting to see improvements. Leaks suggest that Samsung's next flagship, the Galaxy S26 Edge, will already bump the capacity back over 4,000 milliamps, while staying slim. Meanwhile, Tecno's latest ultra-thin phone, which is just 0.1 millimeters thicker than the S25 Edge, actually packs a bigger battery than Samsung's own Galaxy S25 Ultra. In other words, battery life isn't being sacrificed forever. It's just a temporary compromise while the technology catches up. If you think about it, this move was inevitable. Apple and Samsung have been locked in a quiet race to make their devices thinner year after year. Sometimes the difference was less than a millimeter, but it was always there. And now Apple has split its lineup into two clear paths. The iPhone Air, aimed at everyday users who want something light, elegant, and easy to use, and the iPhone 17 Pro, built for professionals who value performance over portability. It's the same strategy that made the MacBook Air such a success, and it's likely going to work here too. And once Apple and Samsung commit to something, it becomes the industry standard. It's already happening. Companies that haven't gone slim yet will soon have to just to stay relevant. In a few years, thick, chunky phones like the ones we use today will be rare. And a decade from now, there's a good chance we'll have moved beyond phones altogether, with smart glasses or other wearable tech replacing them. Of course, we're not there yet, but the shift that's happening right now is bigger than it seems. Apple and Samsung aren't just making thinner phones, they're redefining what a smartphone is. They're betting that design, feel, and experience will matter more than ever before, and they're confident that battery tech will evolve to keep up. The real question is whether users will follow, and so far, all signs point to yes. Despite the initial skepticism, people are embracing these new devices. Once they hold them, they want them. And as much as we complain about smaller batteries or missing features, history shows that when Apple and Samsung make a move, the rest of the industry, and eventually the rest of us, adapt. So, whether you're ready or not, the era of ultra-slim smartphones is here. The iPhone Air and Galaxy S25 Edge aren't just new models. They're the blueprint for the next generation of devices. And if history is any guide, this is only the beginning. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.